Today on All Out Break, we're going to be taking a look at Umarak the Hunter. We're going to build the set, review it, and then give out a score. Let's get started. Hey everyone, I'm Christian from All Out Break. Welcome to another Matanui Monday. As always, the best way to tag along is to subscribe and turn on notifications. This week, we're going to be building Umarak the Hunter, which was released in the first half of 2016 as a part of the Bionicle line. Umarak the Hunter was an ancient warrior on the island of Okoto who led the Shadow Traps as a part of his pursuit to capture the elemental creatures. In the 2016 storyline, he does just that and communicates with the banished Makuta through the shadows. The packaging for this set is the same as what we saw for the Uniters. We get a nice picture of Umarak out in an eerie jungle setting, presumably hunting down the Toa and Elemental Creatures. The bottom gives a glowing pop for the Mask of Control. The back of the box once again is identical to the Uniters. We have a preview of the play features as well as a comic strip of Umarak putting on the Mask of Control. Much like the 2015 line only had the Lord of Skull Spiders to fill the villain role, the 2016 first wave only has Umarak the Hunter. I'm a little bit skeptical that I can fill that villain role, but only one way to find out. Let's go ahead, complete the build. The build for this set took 17 minutes, I think a little bit above that, which is just about, if not a little bit longer, than the pace it was taking me for one of the larger Uniter sets. The build did a good job of feeling grander than just another Toa build and was overall very enjoyable. The first thing that comes to mind when looking at this set is just, wow, what a color scheme. The dark red and transparent green accents work so well with the black armor pieces spread throughout the set. The construction up top around the headpiece has a similar inspiration as the Skull Basher, but makes use of Technic connectors to create the antler shapes. I love the colors used here as the brown and dark tan have a very natural feeling, which in turn brings out the ancient aspect to Umarak, connecting him with the natural elements of the island. Umarak's mask makes great use of a gradient with a black shadow forecasted over his facial features surrounded by this green glow of sorts. This mask mold is exclusive to the set. The chest plate is printed, which is standard for G2, but it's always nice to see. Umarak's almost looks like a Batman logo is on the center of his chest. During the build, the feet really stood out to me and have a very early to mid 2000s feel to them with the construction that's down here. I'm reminded a lot of Makuta's feet from the Bionicle movies. They're a bulkier build that makes the set feel just a little bit larger and more like a Titan than just another Uniter style build. Umarak is strapped with a bone-hunting bow shooter, which looks a ton like the Skull Warrior's weapon, so no points for originality there. It fits his hunter vibe, yes, but it's a duplicate weapon at the end of the day. The bow can fire off poison darts by twisting the hilt portion of the bow. I really can't stand this function. How many more sets is it going to be in? Just like we saw with Kopaka and Onua, Umarak has some spare ammo which hangs down from one of his legs. I love how it's connected by a chain as opposed to being just more of a clean connection like it was for the Toa. There's also a dagger weapon attached to the back of his leg, but it's really just an accessory. This set also includes the Mask of Control, which as we know from the lore belonged to Makuta during his mask forging days on Okoto. To me, this mask is awesome to have because of the lore and seeing it in that story content, but as a standalone mask, it's a little bit forgettable. Umarak has two pins sticking out on his back, which allows him to combine with any of the elemental creatures. The set advertises him the most with the Creature of Jungle, probably because the green blends the best with Umarak's color scheme. Now, as the leader of the Shadow Traps, or I guess the one in charge of them, it's only right that Umarak comes with one, but his is not in a conventional way. So the back of the instructions detail how you can pull off some pieces from his feet, these two shoulder armor pads up from his traps, I guess. Make him a little bit skinnier here. And by removing those pieces, now there's also a couple extra pieces included with the set that allow us to build a Shadow Trap. So then we just do that with the typical pieces. Snap this in here. Then we take our eyepiece, pop that in. One of the chain pieces, we just use that, pop it in. And then from his feet, we take his toes, and those serve as the forelegs for our Shadow Trap. And then once that's all together, bang. Now we have a Shadow Trap to go alongside Umarak. If you want to purchase this set for your collection in used condition, you can find Umarak the Hunter for around $60 US. And if you want to take the jump into brand new sealed, you can expect to pay quite a bit more, at least $150, but that's going to vary a little bit here and there. In terms of a score, I'm going to give Umarak an 8.3, which is pretty high. 2016, now we have 3 sets in that 8 range. Off to a pretty good start. Compared to the Lord of Skull Spiders, Umarak the Hunter does a better job of filling in the villain role against the entire wave, but there's still a little bit more to be desired. He has a very menacing presence to him that leaves no doubt he could take any of the Toa one-on-one, but against the whole group, I just kind of have my doubts. So 8-3, that's your review. Thank you guys for watching. If you like this video, be sure to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel to be the first to see all future content. Also be sure to follow along on Instagram, TikTok, website, blog pages, all that fun stuff. Until next time, stay bricking.